What comes to mind when you think about states with large Muslim populations in the US? Maybe California, New York, or Texas, right? But what if I told you that some of the most vibrant and impactful Muslim communities are thriving in places you might not expect? Muslim communities across America have been growing steadily, bringing with them rich cultural traditions, entrepreneurial spirit, and a commitment to building stronger, more inclusive neighborhoods. But their stories aren't without challenges. From combating misconceptions to navigating economic and social hurdles, these communities have worked hard to make their mark. In this video, we'll uncover the states where Muslim populations are growing, thriving, and reshaping their local cultures and economies, often in surprising ways. We'll explore their contributions, discuss their challenges, and celebrate the resilience that defines these communities. So, whether you're from one of these states or just curious about the diversity that makes America unique, stick around. You might just see your own state in a whole new light. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Your support lets us bring more travel insights your way. When you think of Georgia, the first image might be peach orchards or Atlanta's vibrant music scene. But Georgia is also home to one of the most dynamic Muslim communities in the US. Atlanta, in particular, has become a cultural hub, with over 50 mosques and Islamic centers. These spaces don't just serve as places of worship, they're community hubs that foster education, host interfaith dialogues, and celebrate diverse cultural traditions. Imagine attending a festival where Southern barbecue meets Middle Eastern spices, or a local food market featuring baklava alongside grits. That's the kind of cultural fusion you'll find here. But it's not all about celebrations. Georgia's Muslim population has made strides in industries like healthcare and technology. Yet they still face challenges like combating stereotypes and accessing equitable resources. Here's a thought. Could Georgia's Muslim community serve as a model for fostering inclusivity and collaboration in diverse neighborhoods? Let us know what you think in the comments. From Georgia's bustling neighborhoods, let's travel to Ohio, where the story is one of resilience and deep-rooted history. Ohio might not be the first place you think of when it comes to thriving Muslim communities, but it should be. Immigration waves in the 19th and 20th centuries brought families from the Middle East and South Asia to cities like Cleveland and Columbus, where their influence continues today. Columbus, for example, is home to numerous mosques and Islamic centers that host everything from cultural events to interfaith programs. But what really sets Ohio apart is its affordability, something that attracts many families looking for a better quality of life. However, like elsewhere, Muslims in Ohio face challenges like combating stereotypes. Still, their contributions to Ohio's economy and culture serve as a powerful counter-narrative. Have you ever attended a cultural event that surprised or inspired you? If not, imagine experiencing one of Ohio's vibrant festivals, where global traditions come together in one place. What would you take away from it? Share your thoughts below. Now, let's head to Virginia, where the proximity to Washington, D.C. has created a unique intersection of opportunity and cultural vibrancy. In Northern Virginia, opportunities abound. With proximity to Washington, D.C., this region has become a magnet for professionals in tech, government, and healthcare, many of them part of Virginia's growing Muslim community. The Adams Center is a shining example of how these communities thrive. As one of the largest Islamic centers in the country, it offers youth programs, interfaith initiatives, and community outreach that foster understanding and collaboration. Yet, Virginia's Muslims also navigate challenges, like rising housing costs and balancing cultural preservation in a fast-paced environment. What do you think makes a community thrive? Is it economic opportunity, cultural richness, or something else entirely? Let us know your take. From Virginia's suburban energy, let's head south to Florida, where diversity meets sunshine in one of the most colorful communities in America. When you think of Florida, what comes to mind? Beaches, theme parks, maybe retirees soaking up the sun? But Florida's Muslim community is a vibrant part of this state's story. From Middle Eastern and South Asian families to African and Caribbean traditions, Florida is a true cultural mosaic. Imagine strolling through a food market in Miami, sampling Caribbean halal dishes next to Middle Eastern sweets. The state's booming tourism and hospitality industries also provide opportunities for Muslim entrepreneurs, from hotel management to running halal food trucks. But affordability is an issue, especially in cities like Miami, where housing costs can make life challenging. Here's a question. How can states like Florida balance rapid growth with cultural inclusivity and affordability? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's head to Michigan, where Dearborn takes center stage as the heart of Arab American culture. When it comes to Michigan, Dearborn is more than just a city. It's a cultural landmark. Home to one of the largest Arab American populations in the U.S., it's a place where history and heritage are celebrated daily. Dearborn streets are lined with bakeries serving fresh baklava, restaurants offering authentic shawarma, and markets alive with Middle Eastern flavors. The Arab International Festival is a must-see, drawing thousands each year to celebrate music, art, and dance. But Dearborn isn't just about tradition, it's about resilience. Despite economic challenges like housing affordability, the community continues to thrive and innovate. How does a city like Dearborn preserve its identity while adapting to modern challenges? Can tradition and progress go hand in hand? Let us know what you think. Now, let's head to Texas, where everything's bigger, including its Muslim communities. When you think of Texas, the phrase, "everything's bigger here," comes to mind, and that includes its Muslim communities. From Houston to Dallas to Austin, the Lone Star State is home to one of the most diverse and dynamic Muslim populations in the U.S. Let's start with Houston, a city that epitomizes cultural fusion. With one of the largest Muslim populations in the state, Houston is a place where you can find halal Tex-Mex food trucks parked next to Middle Eastern bakeries. The annual Houston Islamic Festival draws thousands, showcasing the rich traditions of the Muslim community through food, music, and art. The economic contributions of Texas's Muslims are equally impressive. Houston's thriving energy sector and Austin's booming tech scene have attracted professionals from around the world. Whether it's launching startups, innovating in clean energy, or leading in healthcare, Muslims in Texas are helping shape the state's economy. But life in Texas isn't without its challenges. The rapid pace of urbanization has driven up housing costs in cities like Houston and Austin, making it harder for families to settle comfortably. Add to that the pressures of maintaining cultural identity in such a sprawling state, and it's clear that resilience plays a big role in these communities. What's inspiring, though, is how they turn these challenges into opportunities. Mosques and Islamic centers across Texas don't just offer spiritual support, they're also hubs for education, youth programs, and community building. They serve as a testament to how inclusivity can flourish in even the most fast-paced environments. Here's a question to think about. Have you ever experienced a cultural festival that left you feeling more connected to others? Imagine walking through Houston's streets, where the sense of global cuisines and the sounds of diverse languages remind you of the beauty in our differences. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. From Texas's vast landscapes, we move to New Jersey, a state where proximity to New York City has fostered vibrant Muslim neighborhoods and a thriving sense of community. New Jersey may be overshadowed by its famous neighbor, New York City, but it has its own story to tell, especially when it comes to its Muslim communities. Cities like Paterson, often called the Silk City, are thriving cultural hubs that showcase the strength of tradition and innovation. In Paterson, you'll find halal restaurants serving dishes from around the world, bustling markets, and community centers that act as lifelines for residents. The annual Paterson Eid Festival is a spectacle of food, music, and cultural pride, drawing thousands of attendees. What truly sets New Jersey apart is the sense of community. Local organizations play a pivotal role in fostering connections, providing resources, and promoting education. Youth programs and interfaith initiatives have created spaces where people from all backgrounds can come together, building bridges of understanding and respect. Of course, being so close to New York City has its downsides. The cost of living in New Jersey has skyrocketed, making affordable housing a significant issue for families. But despite these challenges, the resilience and resourcefulness of the Muslim community here shine through. How do you think communities like Paterson manage to maintain their cultural roots while thriving in urban environments? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Next, we head west to California, a state where innovation, diversity, and multiculturalism converge to create opportunities for one of the largest Muslim populations in the country. California is a land of contrasts. Think bustling Silicon Valley, laid-back beach towns, and vibrant urban hubs like Los Angeles and San Francisco. It's also home to one of the largest and most dynamic Muslim populations in the U.S. Let's start in Silicon Valley, where innovation thrives. California's tech industry has drawn Muslim professionals, including engineers, entrepreneurs, and data scientists, who are shaping the future of technology. Startups founded by Muslim entrepreneurs aren't just creating jobs. They're driving groundbreaking advancements in AI, renewable energy, and more. But the story of California's Muslims doesn't end in tech. Cities like Los Angeles are rich with cultural expressions, from halal taco trucks to Middle Eastern bakeries. Events like the San Francisco Muslim Festival bring people together to celebrate art, music, and cuisine that reflect the community's diverse heritage. Yet, California's beauty comes at a price, literally. The state's housing affordability crisis is a pressing issue, particularly in cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles, where skyrocketing costs make it difficult for families to settle. Despite these challenges, California's Muslim communities continue to thrive, finding strength in their resilience and creativity. Mosques and community centers serve as places of worship and as hubs for education, youth engagement, and social outreach, fostering a sense of belonging in one of the most diverse states in the nation. Here's a thought. How can a state as vast as California balance its need for innovation with the challenges of affordability and inclusivity? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. And finally, we arrive at New York, the state with the largest Muslim population in the US. Let's uncover its rich history and vibrant present. When it comes to Muslim communities in the United States, New York is unparalleled, not just in numbers, but in the richness of its history and the vibrancy of its present. With the largest Muslim population in the country, this state has been shaped by waves of immigration and an enduring spirit of resilience. New York's story begins in the early 20th century, when Muslim immigrants from the Middle East, South Asia, and Africa began settling in neighborhoods like Harlem, Astoria, and Bay Ridge. These pioneers brought their traditions, values, and entrepreneurial spirit, laying the foundation for communities that continue to thrive today. Take a walk through Astoria or Bay Ridge, and you'll see halal food carts lining the streets, offering everything from traditional kebabs to fusion dishes that reflect the city's multicultural energy. Local businesses, be they bakeries, markets, or clothing shops, serve not only as economic drivers but also as cultural lifelines that preserve and celebrate heritage. But New York's Muslim communities are not just about preserving the past, they're shaping the future. The city is home to some of the country's most prominent Muslim activists, artists, and entrepreneurs. Nonprofit organizations led by Muslim Americans tackle issues like housing inequality, education access, and immigrant rights, leaving a profound impact on the city. Landmarks like the Islamic Cultural Center of New York stand as testaments to the contributions and resilience of these communities. Beyond being a place of worship, the center serves as a hub for interfaith dialogue, youth programs, and community outreach, fostering understanding in one of the world's most diverse cities. Of course, New York isn't without its challenges. Sky-high rents and the pressures of urban life create hurdles, particularly for immigrant families trying to establish themselves. Yet, the strength of these communities lies in their adaptability and determination to succeed. Here's something to reflect on. How do you think a city as fast-paced and competitive as New York continues to be a magnet for such rich diversity? Is it the opportunities, the sense of community, or something else entirely? Share your perspective in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. We've traveled across the US, from Georgia's southern charm to California's innovation hubs, uncovering the incredible stories of Muslim communities that are shaping the nation. Each state tells a unique story, whether it's the cultural pride of Dearborn, Michigan, the entrepreneurial spirit of Houston, Texas, or the resilience of New York's neighborhoods. These communities are more than just residents. They're changemakers, culture bearers, and contributors to the American dream. But this journey also highlights challenges. Rising housing costs, stereotypes, and economic inequalities remind us of the work that remains. Yet, what stands out is the resilience and unity of these communities as they continue to thrive and enrich their states. What resonated most with you? Was it the cultural festivals, the economic contributions, or the resilience of these communities? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your insights. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Together, we can celebrate the diversity that makes America unique and continue these important conversations. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video.